Time to process the first copy of the Weekly Wiper after I just took a shit. It's a tradition, folks. It's not gross. It's a tradition. Alright. Let's see. Take the guillotine to the paper. Make a lot of noise. Make some fucking noise. Get my handy dandy stapler. And page 2 goes with page 1. Let me put it into the machine. And then we stapler it. Staple time. I cannot tell you how much this staple has changed the game for the wiper. I love folding it and feeling the staple slip between my fingers and just it be so... it's sexual, it's sensual, it's lovely. Alright. This is number 150 of 150. And this copy always goes, as it stands now, to Austin Apostle, who actually contributed in this week's Weekly Wiper. Alright. We're still rolling. The Weekly Wiper, Volume 15. December 5th, 2022. The cover article is, Congress passes pinky promise instead of stock trading ban. Members of Congress and the Senate are meant to represent... By the way, this is written by Gage, that's me. Members of Congress and the Senate are meant to represent their constituents' best interests on Capitol Hill, and they deserve to be compensated for their noble venture, right? Just because these representatives can control entire economies with their legislation doesn't exclude them from the free market. Several congressional contrarians have made claims that representatives were cheating the system with their privy information. Right before COVID lockdowns were written into law, some members of Congress allegedly sold off massive chunks of shares to protect their portfolio from the economic disaster they were about to create. Some would call this insider trading. I would call it a coincidence. But what do I know with my MBA from DeVry? After years of Americans questioning these humble public servants' behavior with their business dealings, Congress has finally penned a response to the poor people's woes. While the 99% scream for total stock ban, congressional committees were cooking up a piece of legislation to make history. On September 11th, 2022, Congress crashed a plainly written promise through the center of world trade with PP 69. PP 69 is a new type of legislation that's not a bill or an executive order, but a, quote, presidential promise. The promise signed by Joe Biden states clearly that no member of Congress or the Senate or immediate family will be able to trade in the stock market at all. This new type of legislation is classified as, quote, without any legal consequence if broken, but all representatives on the floor were witnessed crossing their hearts and hoping to die. And then on page 1 is Timothy's ad for the fact that Whole Foods is out of salted tortilla chips and that they only have unsalted tortilla chips, and that he took particular umbrage with this. And I agree. It's a devastating loss to not have salted tortilla chips. So please support Anthony. All right. Page 3. I skipped page 2 because page 2 is the puzzle, of course. So nothing I can narrate, I suppose. All right. Page 3. Psychiatrists now prescribing Teslas due to lithium shortage. Supply chain issues are all too familiar to people of the 2020s, from palladium chips to meat and other foodstuffs. When you look beyond the immediate essentials, other vital but easily forgotten products show up in the supply chain mayhem, like psychiatric medication. While the Zoomers have been getting their steady doses of Ritalin to keep them focused during at-home schooling, people with bipolar are being left out to dry. Just under 2.5 million prescriptions for lithium were filled in 2020, and by 2025, there might be no lithium left to prescribe. The mood stabilizer medication just so happens to be composed of the same material that is essential for battery production. Elon Musk has been working closely with China to shore up supply chains of rare earth metals and other materials to keep the Tesla gravy train running. With all the lithium supply being gobbled up by the muskrat himself, psychiatrists are left with few options for their severely bipolar patients. This one client of mine was so desperate for her medication that I prescribed her a Model X out of sheer frustration. To my surprise, Blue Cross Blue Shield actually processed the script and said it would be covered by her HSA. That was Dr. Carl Freud from South Dakota, and he said that after that one client, he received a sharp increase in visits relating to severe bipolar. Through a loophole in the medical billing system, hundreds of alleged bipolar patients have shot to the top of the waitlist for Cybertrucks. It's good to see the medical system works well to serve the needs of those who are suffering. That one was written by Gage Morrow. That's me. This one was also written by Gage Morrow. That's me. Learn to code. Laid off coal miner now mines data. Dwight Plinkett only ever worked in one place, and that place was Blackrock coal mining. Mr. Plinkett was so excited to work in the coal mine, so eager that he was swinging a pickaxe for them on his 9th birthday, West Virginia's legal working age. Dwight would sing on the job like one of the Seven Dwarves if the Seven Dwarves sang Toxicity by System of the Down. So you could only imagine the dread in 52-year-old Dwight's heart when he was told that BlackRock went bankrupt. So you could only imagine the dread in 52-year-old Dwight's heart when he was told that BlackRock went bankrupt and is shutting down due to insider trading. Oh no. Take a quick sip of water, brought to you by water. It comes out of your tap. That water break is brought to you by water. It comes out of your tap. Now back to the article. If you look at Dwight Plinkett's Facebook, buried in between political rants and buffalo chicken dip recipes is a post from the day of the mine shutdown. The post just says, quote, BlackRock was my favorite company and they helped me support my family. Now they're gone and I don't know what to do with myself. An anonymous account commented 13 minutes later, quote, learn to code. With rage-filled tears in his eyes, Dwight Plinkett listened to the thoughtful stranger and began a journey of self-education. After just 3 months, Dwight learned enough coding to find the anonymous commenter's tax filings, social security number, penis size, preferred toothpaste brand, blood type, and favorite Friends character. He couldn't sell the data to Facebook because Facebook was already selling it, but there were plenty of customers on the Black Facebook, dark web version of Facebook. Now Dwight Plinkett, not his actual name, is on a mission to sell the data of nasty commenters across the internets. Trolls beware. And now we get to my favorite page of the entire paper, page 5. Page 5 is always for a guest writer. This week's writer is Austin Apostle. Austin Apostle writes, Stampede, refs red card rowdy rioters. On October 2nd, 2022, in Malang, Indonesia, the referees of Arema FC versus Persebaya Surabaya soccer game earned their paychecks and then some. Arema FC suffered their first home loss 3-2 against the rival Persebaya Surabaya. It was a hard-fought game by Arema FC, but by the final whistle, the field was filled with blood, sweat, and tear gas. Usually, after the final whistle, the referees will call it quits, but they decided to put in some overtime. After the shocking Arema FC loss, an angry and restless crowd rushed the field. The game officials attempting to control the angry mob of 40,000 people did the only thing they had the authority to do. They began handing out red cards. Quote, I've never seen so much biting and spitting. One of the referees said in an exclusive Weekly Wiper interview, not long after local police began throwing tear gas at the crowd of angry fans, which made the referees' jobs a little harder. The ref stated, quote, "I'll admit it wasn't easy spotting all the foul plays once the tear gas was thrown, but we did the best we could," end quote. FIFA has previously advised against the use of tear gas at soccer stadiums. FIFA prefers the use of stun grenades and for crowd control. However, they understand that they may have been overkill in the situation, as the audience was stunned enough after such a devastating loss. 125 people died at this event. If you would like to write for the Weekly Wiper, please submit 5 headlines on the weekly topic. You can either go to theweeklywiper.com and go to page 5 window, which is at the top navigation bar, which is where you'll be able to put in your name, your email address, and your 5 headline pitches on the weekly topic. That is there on page 5. Or check the Instagram at _weekly_wiper on Instagram. And I'm yawning. All the details for the Instagram submission are at the top of the bio of the Weekly Wipers page. So please submit if you want to write satire. We pay $20 for 250 words. The best headline. Submissions are due at noon on Wednesdays for whatever the topic is. So in the afternoon on Wednesday, I will pick the winner, and that person will write 250 words, and then they'll get $20. So if you'd like to write, please submit, and best of luck. Now for the final story, page 6. Written by Gage, that's me. Planet Fitness installs garden hoses for new van life membership. In these trying economic times, folks need any savings they can find, from buying in bulk, carpooling, or being treated like a farm animal for $5 a month. The trend of van life started taking off during the COVID pandemic, when the trust in financial and governmental institutions decayed so much that some folks just decided to give up on pursuing generational wealth and live out of a van. Once a punchline on SNL has now become a trendy way to see the country, but mostly Walmart parking lots. One common van life hack is to have a cheap gym membership so you can use their showers and bathrooms. Bill Bode, COO of Planet Fitness, noticed the uptick in shower-only members and the issues it presented. Quote, "These van life people would bring their entire cabinet of toiletries and really make themselves at home in our locker rooms." Bode knew it would be bad optics to outright ban the van clan, so he had to get creative. Quote, "I had our CFO bump all memberships up $5 and make a tier at just $5 for just using the, quote, showers." Bode explained. The van life members' showers, quote, "are just a dozen or so garden hoses out back of each gym, running the coldest water." Bill shared the results. Quote, "These homeless freaks can't turn down a deal. They all pretty much switched overnight, and now the locker rooms are back to just naked geriatrics." End quote. Now van lifers can wash themselves and their vans at the same time. Thank you so much for listening to or reading the Weekly Wiper. I've been your editor in Queef. If you're finding this as a short version, please watch Editor's Desk on Volume 15. I ramble for an hour and a half and then finally find a topic I want to talk about, and then I pretty much ramble on that topic. This is a new series. I'm finding my voice here. I'm finding my legs here. But either way, the Weekly Wiper, is what I'm most proud of right now, until I get another idea and want to spend my days off doing it. So please check out the Weekly Wiper. This is volume 15, 15 weeks and counting. I have not missed a single week. And it's not only because I love doing it, but because people have shared how much they enjoy it. So please justify my madness. Tell me, leave me a comment, send me an email, send me a DM. Just let me know that you're reading. Let me know if you find it funny. I don't care about the likes and the comments and the subscriber. Those numbers, they mean nothing to me. What matters to me is that people actually enjoy this. I try to make this magazine every week so that people enjoy it. So please, if you like it, let me know. Drop a like, drop a comment. That's cool. Just share it with someone. If you have a physical copy, please share it with a friend. Let them enjoy. Get a couple chuckles out of it. And I'm not going to hold you any longer. This has been the volume 15 of the Weekly Wiper. You have been a very dedicated crowd to listen to 2 hours. And thank you so much. Stay dreaming, stay scheming, stay steaming. And it's 11 o'clock, folks. Do you know where your kids are? Because I don't. Anyways, that's how I end this episode. Goodbye. Bye.